Day 16. Harmony. Briony hooked her backpack onto her shoulder, dropped her banana peel in the trash, and left the cafeteria to head up to B101, the sociology classroom, where this month's General Assembly of the student body was being held. She was surprised to find the room close to full. The extra credit was minimal and mostly only helped 10th grade sophomores like her, but it seemed the whole school was represented today, from seniors all the way down to what looked like 7th graders. She was relieved to see Molly waving frantically from a row halfway back from the smartboard, pointing down at the seat she had saved for Briony. Before she could get there, she could see Molly was having to fend off one of those seniors. "Just let me have it, man. You hogged it long enough." He towered over Molly, his matching red hoodie and sweatpants making the whole scene stand out even more. The fact his hood was up was the threatening cherry on top. Molly was resolute. In fact, she was almost laughing, brow furrowed behind her glasses. "I don't know you. Why would I want you sitting next to me? I don't know who you are, little friend." The senior rubbed his chin and smirked. The little had stung. "I'm a senior bit..." He caught himself, lips ready to release the word. Molly's raised eyebrows stopped him. Not today, little friend." With one hand, she wafted him away like a bad smell, and with the other, lifted her backpack to allow Briony to slip into the seat, creating even less space for the hulking senior. 2 or 3 rows in both directions were watching now, and it was too late for him. He made a sucking sound, squeezed out to the end, and slapped a recycling bin over as he made his way to stand at the back. Several people oohed and laughed, while Molly was already looking forward, tilting her head to get a good view, the whole thing forgotten. "I heard there's a vote on the student body president today. People are ready for a change," she said. Briony looked around and started to understand the draw, but so many people? The current SB president, Jonas Mulligan, appeared at the front of the room. He flicked a little wave to everyone and crossed his arms as he waited for everyone to settle down. Jonas was a junior, a grade above Briony and Molly, but sometimes she felt he had the energy of a teacher. He seemed completely at home up front, but no one saw him as a suck-up. He was just as happy to leave school at the end of the day as everyone else, even though he gave himself the extra work of being the main student-teacher liaison. "Okay, guys, I never saw so many people at one of these meetings. It's kind of crazy, actually. For those of you who are new, which is like everybody, apparently, we need to go over the minutes of the last meeting, talk about what we think we need to do before the next meeting. There'll be a chance to discuss that, and then we'll set a plan for the next 4 weeks. "Where's the vote?" someone called out. Briony turned toward the back along with many others. Judging by looks and his grin, it had been Little Red Senior Hood, now surrounded by a cluster of similarly dressed older teens. Jonas put up his hands. "Okay, sure, we do have someone contesting my presidency. That's totally cool. Democracy, right? But there is a system here, and if you guys seriously want to vote, that'll have to be at the end under any other business." "Why do we have to wait?" came another voice from the group at the back. "If we want to vote, let's vote. The rest of that stuff can wait for the new president." Briony rolled her eyes at Molly. "What?" she whispered back. "Why are they so sure there's going to be a new president? Jonas is good, and he's been good for a while," said Briony. "Of course you would say that," said Molly, turning back to the front. Briony blinked. "Well, I guess some of you guys seem pretty confident, but there's an order here," continued Jonas. "Vote! Vote! Vote!" One voice became 2, became 3. "Vote! Vote! Vote!" Too many were excited now. "Vote! Vote! Vote! Vote!" Jonas was trying to say something, but threw up his hands to a few cheers. He had to shout, "Okay, okay," to get them to stop. "Okay, whatever, let's have the vote now, get it over with. Carl, I guess you would like to have a few words?" Jonas motioned towards a tall, thin fellow junior with curtains of brown hair and a mouth that was permanently open and permanently smirking. Briony couldn't believe it. "After you, sir," offered Carl, and waved towards the front of the audience, giving Jonas permission for his own stage. "Carl Hawson?" hissed Briony. "When has that guy ever been interested in the student body? Unless it was a girl's body." Molly didn't turn her whole head towards Briony, only her eyes. "I say we hear him out." Briony had no idea what Molly was thinking. But for now, Jonas was back to speak. "Well, what can I say? I've served as student body president for almost 2 years. We got the snowball back after a couple of years. We're talking to the principal about replacing the baseball bleachers. That's only a matter of time. Someone coughed. I'll keep doing what's best for Morford High and smooth sailing ahead." He held up a fist, and several people clapped, including Briony. Jonas was white bread, but things had changed for the better. Carl stepped up from the teacher's desk off to one side. A few more people clapped, 1 or 2 cheered, and there was even a "Hawson" from the back. He waved for calm, even after everyone had stopped. "Fellow students, I don't know what this guy's been doing, but I can tell you it hasn't been for Morford. This guy's been doing what's good for this guy, right?" No one responded. Jonas stood with a friend of his, not even trying to hide his smile. "The snowball? The bleachers? Why do they even call them bleachers? The snowball was a drunken orgy. It's a fact that Jonas Mulligoon only wanted it back so he could do Molly in the bathroom, and that's true. Briony looked at Molly, who laughed. "The drug asshole." Briony laughed too. "If you vote for me as student body president, I'll go where they say you can't go. I'll go straight to the faculty lounge. I'll do it. Because why is a school a school? For the students. That's right. We're the students. This school belongs to us, not the faculty, not the principal. I have no interest in going and begging for things like Jonas Mulligoon." He really hung on to the last part of Mulligoon, and when he heard the room's reaction, he said it again, only longer. "What is he talking about? The school belongs to us?" whispered Briony, although now there wasn't much point. "We don't all live up the teachers' asses like you, Briony," said Molly. She looked Briony up and down so theatrically that Briony was stunned. She and Molly had been friends for years. They were more like sisters. Briony had helped her with homework, though it was true they weren't always put in the same class. Molly was so funny and creative, but not the most academic. Briony had never thought that was a problem, until now. Carl Hawson didn't give up his podium. "Why do we even need teachers, huh? I never heard anything sane come out of one of their mouths that I couldn't Google." There were whoops around the room. Someone shouted, "Google!" to be part of it all. "I'm not saying anything we haven't all thought before, but," he spread his hands to the room, "how many are there of them, and how many are there of us?" Briony could hear tables and chairs on the verge of breaking as they were banged against the floor or hammered with fists. The student body was animalistic, and she was scared. Molly was shouting along with the rest.